It's so hot in my house. Why am I sweating?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Quarantine Concert Series. My name is Kabir Segal. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening. We're going through a national crisis, a global crisis right now, and while we're all living separately, I thought, why don't we bring everyone together and play some music? So many artists and people in the creative community are affected. All the gigs have been canceled, all the gatherings, all the concerts. But it's not just the artists; it's all the people sort of attached to the artists too. It's the producers, the engineers, and the people who promote. And so anyone who's involved in live events, it's a kind of a challenging time. So this is, I think, our seventh or eighth show, and the support for the show has been quite amazing so far. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you're a guest, if you want to be a guest on the show, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll try to get you on the show. We have a waiting list now of people to get on the show. So please bear with us as we work through the requests. And with that, just if you see someone in the creative community, send them some love. Be in touch with people, connect with your friends, and we're excited to keep spreading the beautiful music of these artists with you and the world. So with that, I want to introduce the guests, the wonderful guests we have today. A friend of mine earlier this year, or actually earlier last year, she sent me her music, and I was like, wow, this is like such different, sort of eclectic, wonderful sounds. And I reached out, and Manu was kind to accept an invitation to come on the show. So Manu, welcome to the Quarantine Concert Series.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. I love this initiative. It really, as we were speaking off live, this whole experience is insane, but we're making it work, and I think that's super important to just like adapt to whatever situation and make it work however way we can.
Totally, totally. Tell me, how has the pandemic affected you professionally? What was your schedule looking like before this sort of took over?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we don't know when everything's going to go back to normal or what even the new normal is going to be after everything is over. I had a show yesterday with Olga Tañona, Luis Enrique, and a bunch of amazing artists here. I'm in Miami, in Davie, a little bit higher, and obviously it was canceled. And then I also had Calle Ocho, which was also canceled, and my agenda, I had Mexico coming up, and then also planning on going to Venezuela to do some press over there, and everything is kind of on hold and backed up because we still don't know what's gonna happen with all of this. But hanging in
Yeah,
there, creating a lot at home, just kind of taking it day by day and chilling
yeah,
out. We have to just relax and wait and stay home.
totally. Well said, well said. You mentioned Venezuela. That's where you're originally from. Talk to me about, first of all, I hope your family's doing all right in Venezuela. But secondly, talk to me about your upbringing in Venezuela, and uh, do you is that a strong source of your musical roots? Do you draw upon stuff you learned as a child in your current music?
Completely, like 100%. I was born in Venezuela, 1994. I'm 25 years old now. So my parents, I was born to two artist parents. So ever since I was 4 years old, I just remember vividly like listening to music all the time or going to my mom's to El Canal to see her acting in las novelas, and just the art was always really the normal in my life. And I started singing very, very, very young over there. I feel like my love for jazz was curated in those early years. And I love a trumpet, I love a saxophone, I love all of those wind instruments. And as I gotten older, I realized that that really comes from bands such as Guaco or all these local bands that we have back in Venezuela. Obviously, Guaco is a little bit bigger than just in Venezuela; they're more international. But it's that fusion of all the sounds. We have a lot of Italians and a lot of Portuguese, and obviously we're from del Caribe. So as Venezuelans, we already have a lot of different cultures that define us. And I've also been lucky enough to travel a lot with my parents. I lived in Mexico and in Spain when I was really, really little. So I think all those places subconsciously have guided me and taken me to understand sounds beyond where I was born and where I'm from. So I feel like all those influences have brought me here.
Totally, totally. You're I don't call you a child. You're a student of the world, and
Yeah.
you lived everywhere. Tell me about your experience with Celia Cruz. That's an amazing story about how your was it your grandmother that knew
My
her?
grandmother. Yes, my grandmother is, well, was very, very good friends with her. My grandmother is a journalist. She still is. She's 90 years old right now, and she's still working, and she's still, doing her thing. And I know that you read the article on Oprah, and it was a great story because I knew that they were friends, but I didn't know the full story. So it was great to kind of sit down and do the opposite of what's happening, since she's the journalist. She usually is the one asking questions. And this time I got to ask her all the questions, and I got to hear her story. And they became friends through a job that she had, and she had to pick up artists from the airport and take them back. That was the time where Venezuela it was in its prime, and all the artists would go. And they just developed a great friendship, and they stayed friends until the moment that she passed. And that photo is actually from a photo shoot that she was having with this Venezuelan photographer, Monica Trejo. And we were all there, and we just like jumped in. I was obviously very little, but my sister has a box of all the cards that she would send her every single year for her birthday, and they just had a really good human to human friendship, beyond being like, oh, Celia Cruz the artist. No, it was always like any normal friend, and I know they cherished each other a lot, and my grandma absolutely adores her. So
Yeah, and Celia Cruz is such a good example of like the power of immigrants. Her growing up and being born in Cuba and coming to America and becoming sort of an iconic figure. And when I heard your music the first time, I thought this has shades of Celia Cruz, so I can hear some of the influences in some of your
yeah.
early works as well. Tell me, what song would you like to start your performance with?
Let's see what song I wanna do. Should we do Te Quiero Ver? I feel like that's from like the new music, um, from the
Yeah,
new EP,
let's
and
do
it's a
that.
nice little reggaeton. So we can start with that and see and go from there. Okay, let's do this. So this one's called Te Quiero Ver.
Snaps. Snaps.
Snap, snap, snap.
I'm reflecting all the applause you're getting on all these platforms. Hey
You're
Matt,
licking every camera.
yeah, my friend Matt Mayer joined from Nebraska. Have you been to Nebraska yet?
I've never been to Nebraska. I actually had a roommate in Boston, in Berkeley, from
Mm,
Nebraska, and she would always get her steaks delivered from Omaha Steaks.
there you go. I
So
was
I
in
think
Nebraska.
that, yeah.
They have the best steaks out there. Matt, we got to bring Mano out to Nebraska. Take her out
Yeah,
for steaks.
exactly. And we'll do
Exactly.
some steaks over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Now that song was from your last EP.
Correct.
Taught me about the process about putting that together from sort of conception. What was the idea you wanted to express thematically, or was there one? And then how did you sort of execute it across the creation process?
Yeah, well, basically, the song, we were in the studio. I work with this amazing producer named Noise. He's Puerto Rican, and we've done a lot of projects together. And he also works a lot with Fade, who is the featured artist on the song. And we had an idea in the studio to kind of speak on how difficult sometimes it is for us artists to have romantic relationships with people who are not in the industry because of our schedules, and our life is a little bit different in a lot of aspects, even the fact of having to stay late night in a studio and be with a bunch of boys. And from my POV of being a woman, especially, it's like sometimes it's difficult for your partner to understand that and understand that it is work, and there's no weird things going on. It's purely labor, and that's why it came out of that, of being like, wow, I know it's hard to be with me. I know it's hard to be with a girl like me, but como se dice en español, yo estoy puesta para ti. Like, I'm here for you, and it's about that missing someone, that not necessarily has to be because you're away, but because that person just doesn't feel comfortable, or you're traveling a lot, or you can be in the same room with this person, as we do it in the video. You can be in the same room with this person and feel that disconnect. So it came out from that idea, and I had been wanting to get a song with Fade, and I had sent him a bunch of songs, and his response would be, okay, I like it, but for you, I like it, but it's more your style. And this one, we did it thinking of him, of being like, okay, no, he's gonna like this one, and he's gonna hop in this one because we need him in this song. And dicho y hecho, we sent it to him, and he loved it. He tracked it in Puerto Rico, I think it was. And then we shot the video in Colombia, in Medellin. And
Awesome.
yeah, it's the
Awesome.
opener of the album.
Talk to me about the album artwork. Who put the album artwork together? It's a beautiful cover.
Thank you. Yeah, album artwork. Ever since I started, everything has been very family-oriented, family business, if you'd say. My sister's my graphic designer. She does everything for me. All my flyers, my website, my artwork, everything comes from her. So we named the album Después de las 12, which means after 12. It can be after 12 a.m., after 12 p.m. There's music for everything. Every single song has its own personality. Nothing sounds like the one before, which I love, because I feel like I'm showcasing different sides of me.
Sure.
And that's why it's half daytime, half nighttime. Very,
Yeah.
very literal in that sense as well. And I just somehow, I don't know why, I just always envisioned in water. Like, before I even had a name, my album was going to be called Tropical Gangster, which is super weird to say now because it has nothing to do with anything. But I just really wanted that name for some reason. And as we started working towards the artwork, it was a little too tropical, so it was weird, but we brought it back and ended up with this, and ended up with that line, which is a line of a song of
Awesome.
Por la Ventana. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the word, when I first heard your music, the word that first came into my head was eclectic, because there's so many sources. It's not like one thing. There are many sounds, and that comes from the songwriting to the soundscapes that are being designed, accompanying you. Just it's sort of a first class production from like start to finish, and you have incredible range. which is and not all artists have that, and you're able to inhabit the songs with an emotional depth that is actually quite rare. So that comes
Thank you.
through in spades on your record. So tell me about what you want to play next.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm gonna play Pasión, which is another one from the album. This is my. It's a Spanglish song. You know, I was born in Venezuela, but I was raised in Miami, so I have very Miami flavor of Spanglish. I don't speak perfect English, and I don't speak perfect Spanish either. Like, I'm fucked on either side. It's really a situation. But this song, we wanted kind of to bring that. I'm a very big fan of electronic music. It's
Awesome.
definitely a place that I want to explore a little bit more, and I am doing it. And this is kind of like my first step of a song that's actually out. That kind of has that vibe. It was also produced by Noise and along with Julian Sanchez JS, who together they have this group called Unlisted. So this is Pasión. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. I was grooving
Thank
so
you.
hard.
Yeah.
Hey, that was excellent. Tell me about you said Spanglish and yo hablo español.
Tú hablas
Como,
español.
yeah, como Tarzan. I don't conjugate my verb. I can only speak in the present tense, but I am trying. Yo aprendo español
Bueno,
ahora.
pero igual te haces
Yeah.
entender, que es lo importante.
Sí, 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 claro. I was going to say, how do you navigate Spanish and English in your writing? Do you write in Spanish? Do you write in English? Do you think in Spanish? Do you dream in Spanish? What's the language that you is going through your mind?
Good question. I think in Spanish. I think in both. Like, it's weird because when I started writing music, I started writing in English a lot. I was more of a. I've never been a big reader in the sense that I can't read long novels, so I read a lot of poetry, and that's kind of like my thing has always been to read a lot of poetry because it's short enough for me to keep up, and I don't get distracted. So when I started writing, I was writing a lot in English because I studied in English. You know, like I studied in school, I learned in English forever since I was 11 years old. And when I did the switch to Spanish, my mom was like, start reading. start reading a lot in Spanish. So, it's a little easier since I consume TV in English. Like, everything is English. Even though I live in Miami and at home I speak pure, like, fluent Spanish all the time, you still have the English it's always present. So I do think in Spanish, I don't know what language I dream in. Now that you mention it, I'm going to pay attention tonight. I do dream a lot. But yeah, the transition, I started writing a lot in English, and then I switched to Spanish. And now my dad always told me something because at one point I was like, okay, no, I can't write anything in English. Like, if I get an idea in English, I have to translate it to Spanish. And he was like, no, dude, just write. Like, whatever comes out,
Sure.
And I like that since the beginning, I've actually experimented a lot in my first project. Actually, you have Como Soy right there, Eternamente, which is the sixth song. It's one of my favorite tracks ever. It's a nice funk. Linda Briseño is in the song. She plays the trumpet, and Luis Enrique is doing backgrounds, and I wrote the song with him. We speak in Spanglish. The chorus is, take it slow, let it roll, es algo diferente, what's in store, no one knows, subimos con la suerte, let the night come alive, y dame lo que sientes, porque todo lo que veo en ti me puede enloquecer eternamente. So in this, I added two, Pasión, and I also have Roll the Dice that I'm going to sing later that I have Spanglish. I feel like it belongs to me, that bilingual. I feel like there's so many girls and boys like me that are half and half, I consider myself 100% Venezuelan, but I also have a lot of the culture of the American culture, for just the simple fact of going to school here, and learning the history of the U.S.
Sure.
So I like to play around with that a lot.
Yeah. And by the way, if your sister did this album cover, it's beautiful as well.
Yes, that one. The illustration was actually this guy, Jeff Manning, that I found on Twitter. So this was my first project ever. 2015, I was 18, 19 years old. And I always imagined, like, flowers in my hair for some reason. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. And I saw this guy on Twitter doing beautiful illustrations. And I hit him up. And, like, he charged me $50 for doing that. And I was just like, yeah, it was the craziest thing. I think he was like 17 at the time. And he did such a beautiful job. And then my sister did all the
you're making him a star. You're paying it back and paying it forward.
Yeah, totally.
You talked about the Spanglish thing. I just wanted to address that. It is sort of like a genre and a niche. But I was also wondering, considering your ability to sing in so many different ways and your influences, have you thought about doing like an English single or doing something that is, and I know this is a sensitive topic for some Latin artists, but that's something you ever entertain?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think one of my biggest dreams is to do a crossover, not necessarily singing only in English, but I want to do both. It's a very broad idea yet for my next project. We're thinking of doing 5 and 5. So 5 songs in English, 5 in Spanish, but I also want to do, and that's like very inspired by our queen Shakira, of doing at least 2 songs in both languages, like the same song in both, and like making it work. Like also I'm very careful to like not be corny with it. Like sometimes I hear Spanglish songs and I'm like, oh, that's a little questionable, like that's a little corny, you don't have to do it if it doesn't come out naturally. But even in my regular day, I speak in Spanglish constantly. That's what I'm telling you. Like, if you speak only English, and you will not understand me speaking. And if you speak only Spanish, you will not understand me speaking. So I have to navigate both.
When you sing, we understand it loud and clear because it's from your heart. It's sort of connecting, right? So.
And the good thing about music is that you don't even need to know what someone's saying. If you just feel it and it transmits and it just transcends everything.
Totally. By the way, everyone who's watching, you're welcome to drop a comment in the live stream. We'll be happy to take some questions.
Yeah.
Manu also has some merchandise, so go to her website, manumanzo.com. She has merch that you can pick up, and it gets delivered even during this pandemic. You can put it on where you're home.
I don't know if it's going to be delivered. No, I think it is. I think people are still working. Yeah, everyone's still working, and then they'll just ship it. It's Yeah.
And you can rock some Manzo some merchandise around the kitchen at home, so you can be stylish at home.
Exactly. You can take some pictures in your kitchen and your balcony with this quarantine.
Exactly. Like my balcony out here. Um,
Exactly.
so, what do you want to perform for us next? There's the merchandise, by the way. There's a hoodie. There's
There's everything. I
I think
have
some
that
hats
hoodie.
as
It's the
well.
cutest thing. Like that crop top hoodie is amazing. I have to update my merch store. I know it. But we have a couple really cool things, and I know the artwork is on sale. So you
Cool.
can check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, check it out, Twitter, and check it out, Facebook. And
Mhm.
I have like 15 screens open. It's like I'm a day trader
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
right now.
Everything looking around.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Um, yeah, let's see. So for this next song, we're gonna bring it down. It's Apaga la Luz. It's like one of my favorite tracks of the whole project. I was really adamant in like wanting to bring it down. Everything is so produced nowadays, and even with the album, I just needed a breather, like a really. I thought about maybe doing it. I don't know, like adding a little bit more production or doing it more electronic, but decided to just keep it piano and voice. So this song is the only ballad in the whole entire project that is just piano and voice. The piano is by my dear friend Doug Emery. He's an amazing pianist, an amazing artist. So let's do this. It's called Apaga la Luz. I'm gonna take my headphone off. Thank you. Thank you. I love this song.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You were mentioning poetry, and I can hear the poetry in the lyrics.
Thank you so much. Yeah. That.
Gia Gia Bierce's beautiful lyrics, and the voice is killing it.
Thank you.
So, yeah, yeah.
I have allergies. Thank you to this season, this allergy season. But this song is just bomb, man. I feel like there's such a space now too for a little bit of everything, you know. And not,
Yeah.
I know that like I sing a little reggaeton y todo, but I do love ballads and I do love lyrics. Like I love lyrics with a passion.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether
And you can
they're
really hear the power of your
yeah.
voice on the lyrics too, because it's there and it's raw and it's very authentic. It's totally authentic. Let
Thank
me
you.
ask you on that song for the English speaking crowd, could you just talk about one or two of the lyrics and like what they say?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a little bit backstory on like the song. Everything that I write ever is either from personal experiences that happened to me directly or things that have happened to friends indirectly, which a lot of them don't know this, and maybe they'll be super annoyed if they knew that I'm writing shit about their things. But this song is about a real life story that happened to a friend of mine who had a terrifying boyfriend. And literally, the song begins with, ¿Quién es esa en mi puerta reclamando respuestas? Which is, who's that on my door asking for, uh, like, like questioning me, that doesn't know that you're with me and is asking for what's mine. So then she's saying, like, pretty much I'm getting my bags together, I'm leaving, don't expect for me to come back, you messed up, I'd rather be without you. And then it's kind of like that whole introspect situation that like where you finish, like speaking directly to the guy, like where you finish, I begin, you know, like donde culminas tú comienzo yo. And kind of just saying like, yeah, even though someone hurts you, you still care for them, you know, and there's still love, and there's always going to be love. And she says, well, she as in me,
Yeah.
te quise tanto como negarlo, devuélveme lo que te di, which is, I loved you so much, I can't deny that, give me back what I gave to you, you know, punto y aparte, which is like dot, that little, I don't know how to say that in English, it's not the double dot, the dot with the thing on the bottom,
Sure, sure.
like I don't know, punto y aparte, what happened, happened, and when you leave, don't forget to turn the light off. So that's why the song is Apaga la luz, which means turn the light off.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of on that
Yeah,
vibe.
speaking about going through personal experiences, we have a question here. Someone's asking, well, because of this pandemic, what are you reflecting on these days? And we're going through, again, a national, worldwide emergency.
Yeah.
Do you think that what we're going through right now might inspire you to write some lyrics to a new song?
Yes, I think maybe not directly towards this. I mean, maybe not yet. I just haven't even dwelled on that enough. I feel like I've been reflecting a lot, and I'm trying to keep things very positive. I feel like if we dive into negativity and feed into that and feed into media and like really start thinking too much about it, we'll freak out. And I am kind of putting that wall to not have to go through that and not feel that. I have been writing a lot for some reason, like, and I see it with a lot of friends. I see it on my timeline. Like a lot of artists are very inspired right now. Maybe there's something about being on lockdown and everything
Yeah.
subconsciously happening that that's our outlet. You know,
Yeah.
so maybe yeah, maybe a song will come out of it. Maybe not directly through the of what's going on, but maybe what I'm feeling and how my feelings change, you know, throughout the day. I feel like sometimes we wake up, it happens to me with this whole situation, and I'll be in a very good mood, and then I'll just like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
We can call it Manu Manzo house arrest because we're all living through house arrest right now, right?
Exactly, literally. The House Arrest album, and then we'll have like 17,000 songs for it.
Exactly. And we'll do the tour. We'll do the tour online too.
We'll do the tour
Uh,
online. We already have all we right here. You guys can't see it, but I have my lights set up. I have everything ready. So
Yeah. Who's the El Gato behind you? What's the cat behind
the
you?
cat, I stole that from my mom's house. Let me show the live because I don't think you guys can see it. Ah! El gato, right there.
Yeah, there it is.
When I moved out of my mom's house, I stole it from her. I asked her if I could take it, and she said, "Of course you can take it." So I brought
Awesome.
it. I don't even know. Oh, it's Zapata, who is an amazing artist.
Yeah, yeah.
She has a lot of those, and I love the cat, and I love the lady. It's very cute, and I
Cat's
love
watching
the
us.
frame. The cat is
Yeah,
with us right there.
always, todos, siempre. So,
Yes.
I'm peppering in my loose Spanish, as you can see, trying to.
No, métele, métele. Así hablamos y practicamos.
Okay, practicamos. What would you like to perform next?
Um, Over here, I know my girls are asking por la ventana. Hey, babies. Pero I want to do a song a cappella, if you guys would let me.
Please.
It's Moody's Mood for Love. It's one of my favorite songs. It's from Amy Winehouse's Frank album, but it's like one of my, I think it's my top album till this day. I don't think there's anything that has topped that album for me. It's a beautiful song. Please bear with me with my allergies, but I'm gonna do it. It's a jazz stand. It's a jazz song that she wrote using I'm in the Mood for Love, and she wrote this over a trumpet solo or a sax or trumpet. I can't remember too well, but here it is, and I hope you guys enjoy it. There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul who snaps my control. Such a funny thing, but every time you're near me, I never can behave. You give me a smile and then you're wrapped up in your magic. There's music all around me, crazy music, music that keeps calling me so very close to you. Turns me a slave. Come on, do with me anything that you want to. Anything, baby, just let me get next to you. So am I insane, or do I really see heaven in your eyes? Brighter stars that shine up above you in the clear blue sky. I worry about you. Just can't live my life without you, baby. Come here, don't have no fear. Oh, instead I wonder why I'm really feeling in the mood for love. So tell me why, stop to think about this weather, my dear. This little dream might fade away. There I go talking out of my hand again, baby, won't you come and put our two hearts together? That will make me strong and brave. Oh, when we are one, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Now if there's a cloud up above us, come on and let it rain. I am sure our love together will endure a hurricane. Oh, my baby, won't you please let me love you and get release from this awful misery? What is all this talk about loving me, my sweet? I am not afraid, not anymore, not like before. Can't you understand me? Now, baby, please pull yourself together, do it soon. My soul's on fire, come on and break me. I'll be what you make me, my darling, my sweet. Oh, baby, you make me feel so good. Let me take you by the hand. Come, let me visit out there in the new promised land. Maybe there we can find a place to use our loving state of mind. I'm so tired of being without it, never know what love's about. Please, Terry, you can come over, you can blow now if you want to. I'm through, I'm through.
Wow.
Yes!
Wow, that was so good.
That is my favorite song in the world, man.
That was so
Actually.
good.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
I sort of forgot everything that was happening outside, and this, you enveloped me and us in
Thank
that
you.
beautiful song. I have a strong and long history in jazz music, and I wasn't expecting that in tonight's performance, and so
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I always try to
Um,
toss it in there to just like,
yeah,
yeah,
that
and it's
was
so fun.
speaking my language right there. So you mentioned like Amy Winehouse, and wow, I even think you outdid her on that. Tell me, who are some of your other influences? Because you're so eclectic, I'm
Yeah.
wondering if there's some um, other artists in it that surprise us of people you draw upon.
No, definitely. I mean, I love Amy. I adore her. I adore her early work. Um, I love Alejandro Sanz. Going back to lyrics, I grew up on him. That's like my uncle, literally, my musical uncle. I'm obsessed with him. And I developed a love for writing because through his art and through his music. I also love the Notorious B.I.G. Like my favorite rapper in this lifetime ever. I'm obsessed with him, and I'm a big hip hop fan, and I'm a big reggaeton fan, and I love all the old school like Don Omar, Daddy Yankee, De La Ghetto, all of those. Arcángel, I'm obsessed with him. I love trap as well, but from my core influences, I would say Alejandro Sanz, Celia Cruz, Biggie for sure. And then when I went to Boston, I um, didn't know neo soul. Like I had never even heard a song of it. Like I obviously knew R&B, but I didn't know neo soul. And neo soul, for those of you who don't know what neo soul is, because I didn't know, it's a fusion between jazz, hip hop, soul, and like all literally epitome of the shit that I love. So I heard Erica Badu, I heard Jill Scott, and my head exploded. Like I was like,
Yeah,
whoa, where has this been my whole entire life?
totally.
So yeah, and of new age people, I love Drake as well. I love his
Yeah.
cadences, and I love trap, and I love hip hop music. So I would say those are my favorite. And Residente, of course, can't stay behind. Going back to lyrics and in rap, I adore him, and I'm a huge fan.
Totally. Now
So
you've collaborated with a lot of folks. We talked about Linda Presenia before. I saw Luis Enriquez. Who is out there that you would like to collaborate with? Who's like the dream collaboration for you?
a dream collaboration, I think Alejandro Sanz. And I'm like putting that into the universe every day more. I literally go right on his Instagram and be like, Manu wants to collaborate with you. And I also want to collaborate with Evie Queen.
Okay,
Oof,
awesome.
oof, yeah. Out
Yeah,
of
yeah,
people like that, like I think those two are. I just wanna, even if it's not a feature, just like to get in the studio with them. I would love to write with them and pick their brain and create something dope.
yeah. Totally. We'll put that into the universe. And Alejandro, if you're watching this, we
Hey,
have an amazing talent here. Let's make this happen. Let's make this the first
holla.
quarantine concert production hookup. Um,
Yes.
Hey, real quick on your writing process, do you have like a journal or a notebook that you write your lyrics down, you carry around, or is it voice memos? How do you translate the ideas from your head to the paper?
Yeah, voice memos are my best friend. Every time I get an idea, since I don't play an instrument, like I mean, I play the voice, it's an instrument, but I don't play anything live. So my ideas always come from melodies or from lyrics. It goes either way. I have my notes on my phone. Obviously, you know, I'm always on my phone, and I write there, or an idea comes and I just write it on I record it on my voice notes, and then I go into the studio. Lately, I've been writing more with tracks,
Yeah.
because I'm more with producers or in the piano
What was the
if they go
process
that
like
route.
for this one, Caminando? What was the process like for this?
Caminando was I wrote it with one person, Rainiel de Valle. He actually lives in New York, and we were going through beats. And we found this great beat, and we tweaked it after a little bit, but we wrote it straight up. It was like a quick writing process. We were stuck. We were writing for Intermedia, which is my project before Después de las 12, which if you guys hear it, it's a very, very jazz-oriented. All of the tracks are by James Poyser from The Roots, and we have DJ Jazzy Jeff, and that was all we were writing for that project, and we were stuck on this song, and we just couldn't get it. We couldn't get it. So we're like, you know what? Let's leave it. Let's not force it, and let's work on this. And it came out, and we didn't finish the other song, but we wrote this whole entire thing. And that was the first single when I signed with my label, with my current label, Into Linea Universal. And we did the video. That's right there. Those are all my girlfriends. Those are not models or extras. Those are literally all my friends.
Wow.
And I'm like, girls, come through. We have to shoot a video today.
Yeah. Friends and family. Your whole operation is
Hey.
friends and family. That's the way to do
Totally.
it.
Yeah, right here I'm seeing David Fernandez, who is my art director, and Bayardo Strada is also on there, who's my stylist. They're my best friends, and we have so much fun creating everything that you guys see, like from the wardrobe to the sounds. Everything is done
Wow.
with friends. Everything
You
is
have
done with friends.
your
Yeah.
glam squad is all friends?
My glam squad is all my homies. That outfit
Wow.
right there is Ariana Leila, who is an
Wow.
amazing designer. She lives in New York. She goes to
Cool.
Parsons, and she designed that. Yeah, so everything is it's a friends and family organization.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Would you bless us with one final one?
Yeah, I know everyone is literally asking me for Por la Ventana, and that's not the song that I have. They're gonna kill me. They're like, "Sing Por la Ventana."
Yeah, that'll be the encore edition.
I have Roll the Dice, but I'm gonna do Roll the Dice because I never do Roll the Dice, and I want you guys to hear Roll the Dice so bad. So, por favor.
Por
Yes,
favor.
okay. Se las voy
Vámonos.
a cantar a todas para que la escuchen. We're gonna do a remix to the song. I can't tell you guys who it is yet, but it's gonna be a really, 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 really dope artist. So, let's see. Oh, hold on. I'm having technical difficulties with the TV. Just one little moment, everyone,
No, this
because
is
it turns
cool.
off.
One of the good things everyone's seeing is all the all the artists that we're bringing on the show. They often have to do their own tech work now, and it's interesting seeing how the artists navigate. Like you navigate the technology. You're doing it
Yeah, I'm
in a
like,
wonderful way.
I don't
Yeah.
even know how to do it. It's on?
The first time we did this, it was basically me and someone else on their phones, and now thanks to Camilo and Sandra on the back end who have provided the tech support
Oh
and
yeah, no,
the
thank
emotional
you.
support. Thanks for helping us out with this.
Yeah. No, yeah, I am like, for someone who's on her phone so much, I am not techie at all. Okay, it's coming. Sorry, guys.
No
One
problem, no problem.
sec.
I'm ad libbing to fill the time so we can.
No, it's not coming out.
You know, the good thing about when stuff like this happens is the audience gets to see all the hard work that goes into these productions, and I've been using Zoom a lot for stuff, and now we're using StreamYard. So for those of you like working at home, and everyone's working at home, like we're all getting familiar with
Yeah, we're all getting familiar with the
with the
the
apps.
thing. Okay, I got it. Let's hope
Awesome.
my neighbors don't knock on my door and tell me to shut up.
Your
Okay.
neighbors are watching.
My neighbors are watching. Yeah, tuning in. Okay, esta se llama Roll the Dice. Vamos a meterle. Yeah. That's the Bob.
Nice,
That's
nice,
a
nice. Yeah,
yeah.
you rolled them all right. Lucky
Huh?
sevens. You rolled the dice right there, and you got me
You
to
rolled the
dance,
dice right
which
there.
never happened. Hey, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. Tell me what is next for you. What do you want to? I know after we get through this situation, what do you want to happen next for your career?
Well, thank you so much for having me. Really, like, I love this initiative. I think it's super cool that we get to connect, even if it's through FaceTime.
Yeah,
I think this whole situation is low-key bringing us together more because before you wouldn't, since you have the ability to always be in contact with people, you were kind of, we wouldn't pay attention to it. And now we do realize what a blessing it is that we even get to be here and connect and talk to each other. So thank you for having me
my
so much.
pleasure, my pleasure.
I want to tour. That's like my next step, is just to keep working this album. There are so many songs that I have not released as singles yet and that I absolutely adore. That being one of them. And I kind of want to work all of them. So once this is over, hopefully I'll be able to resume my Mexico travels and do the kind of have those things set up, and hopefully all the festivals in the summertime will be able to resume, and we'll be able to see each other. But other than that, I mean, I'm gonna stay
Yeah.
active, stay working, seeing what I can do, what kind of content I can create from home, and
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So three takeaways here. If you're watching from home, go to manumanzo.com, buy the merchandise, get the t-shirts, get the coffee mugs. If
Yeah.
you're a festival booker, when this situation clears, let's get Manu Manzo playing all over
All the
Coachella,
shows.
all over,
Yes.
and Alejandro Sanz, if you're watching at home right now, collab's ready for you. Let's make this happen.
Ale, llámame que yo estoy aquí para las que sea. Yeah, guys, and go stream the album. I think that's like the best way we can help artists at this time, just like streaming their music and watching the videos and like sharing with your friends. It's like so easy. You don't even have to spend $1 in doing that, and just like poner a sonar las canciones en todas las fiestas, and yeah, listen to the music.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining on this broadcast. We're going to be going 10 p.m. Eastern every night from our dining room table. So please continue to watch. We have a great series of guests coming up this week. Debbie Nova is going to be joining us, and I think on Tuesday. So tune in every night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and on LinkedIn. We're going to be going live on YouTube soon. So this is becoming more than I bargained for, and it's becoming a really fun exercise and spreading the love of music around the world. Have a good night. Stay safe and be well. Take care.
Take care, guys. Thank you so much, Kabir, again for having me. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.